Matt, frustrating day ultimately?
Yes, disappointing result. But our first half performance was good, but we weren't ruthless enough. And when you're on top in this league, as in any league really, you've got to score. And we missed too many good chances. We made the wrong decision too often in their box. And when you do that and you don't score when momentum is with you, you always risk this type of result. And speaking to the players at half time, I wanted them to win the half out of possession, and we didn't do that. So, yeah, disappointing. I think when you also play against teams of Lincoln's quality and you look at the 1-0 wins that they got away from home last season, we always knew that whoever scored that first goal would win. But to go in at half time 0-0 with the chances that we created, how comfortable we were in possession, I was really disappointed. So, ultimately, we've not taken our chances today, and that's cost us. So, I haven't seen the goal back. What we'll do is what we always do is make sure that removing the emotion, we as best as we can, make sure it doesn't happen again. So, as I stand here now, really, really disappointed because the least we should have got today was a point. So, for me, looking at it, that's definitely a point dropped, and I just felt we were in the ascendancy in the first half, but we just didn't have that cutting edge in front of goal today.
Do you take some encouragement from the overall first half performance in which you did create chances?
Maybe, but not right now. Maybe when the weekend's done and I've had the opportunity to watch it back without emotion, then I might feel like that. But we can't be so dominant in games and not score. Can't create the chances we've created today, one-on-ones, and make the wrong decision. And that's ultimately what's cost us. Look, we understand, and you're always aware that you're going to concede goals in football. Of course, we'd love to keep 46 clean sheets, but we're aware that's not going to happen. So if that's not going to happen, we need to make sure that when we do have those big chances in moments in the game where we're in the ascendancy, we take them. That's what's cost us today, and that's why I'm very, very annoyed quite at the moment, to be honest.
What about your team's second half performance today, Matt?
Well, we probably didn't get going. I felt were comfortable without really causing the opposition as many problems as we did in the first half. One thing I will say is the weather and the wind had something to do with that. It was blustery. I think you saw both keepers against the wing kicking the ball out of play. So it was really difficult. But in those situations, I expect us to be braver. And, Lincoln sat off us. They allowed us to play in the first half, and second half was completely different. So we've got to feel that. We've got to sense that. And ultimately, we've got to be better in the big moments of games and respect the point. I think the players did, but it's just that one moment that they get from a second or third phase set play that we don't deal with, and ultimately it ends up costing you the point, and the opposition go away with 3 points. So yeah, it was a tough one to take today because I felt we were worthy of at least a point.
And you turn to the bench late on, Football League debuts for Tanishi's, Subwala and young Harvey Watts, as well as you tried something a little bit different to try and create an equaliser.
I think you've got to. Look, we're acutely aware of where we are at the moment, and I expect that having a free week gives us the opportunity to try and bolster the squad. That's what we're going to do. You can see today, I think we need it. A lot of the players out there today have played a lot of the minutes, and when I look at Lincoln's squad and the opportunities and chances their manager has to make substitutes, but that's not an excuse. I felt that we created enough with the players that we had on the pitch today. We just didn't have that cutting edge, which ultimately I think separates the teams at the top of the league and the teams that are in and around the middle. So look, we've got a week now to work hard with the players, and that's what we're going to do. Got to use the training days that we have, the 4 training days that we have next week, to the best of our ability to make sure that we get the right and correct amount of work into the players, technically, tactically and physically. That's what we're going to do. The process next week doesn't change, and we look forward to Fleetwood.
And you told us ahead of the game the situation with Max Mata with a slight calf problem. So we've got to hope, of course, that he is okay over the next week. It gives you another attacking option potentially at Fleetwood.
Yeah, really disappointed that Max ultimately wasn't able to affect the squad today. I think minus if he didn't have the calf injury, you'd have seen him today. Would he have been? He'd have given us a different dimension, a different element. But I'm not going to sit here and complain about that. It is what it is. What we need to do now is use the next 7 days to get Max in a position that he's available to compete for a place in the squad. He's ready, he's hungry, he's had over 2 weeks now of hard training, and I think you'll see a very hungry Max Mata when he gets onto the pitch. But that's not in any way, shape or form a reason why we lost the game today. So I'm not stood here looking for excuses. I never will do. We'll own it as a group. I'll own it as the coach. I just felt today we were worthy of a point, but ultimately ended up with absolutely nothing.
And just finally, how is the recruitment search going? I'm sure it's ongoing. You're desperate or really keen to bring new players into the club to bolster the squad. Are you getting close? Is something likely to happen maybe in time for Fleetwood next week?
I hope so. We've been speaking to players and the players that we want in the building. I think, are we closer? I'd like to think so. But again, listen, I think it's Mickey's department. He's really strong in that, and I'm sure that he'll continue to work hard, and we all will. But the other thing is we need to focus on the players we've got in the building at the moment. So let's focus on them. Let's make them better. Let's make us better. And then the additions that we make, again, will be the right type of person first and foremost. And listen, I think that I said to you all along, at the end of the window, the squad will look different to that which it is today. I'm still confident that it will do. It just takes time. I know speaking to a lot of other managers and a lot of other coaches, they're in similar situations. So we're not the anomaly, but we need to make sure that we concentrate on the players that are in the building, and then as and when we add to the squad, that they're the right ones.